What up, y'all? It's your boy Justin. And you know, there's an old saying, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So let's talk multi-tools. Now, when it comes to the different types and categories of multi-tools, you have your standard, you have your mini, and your micro. So for the standard, we have here the Leatherman Wave. This is considered the Cadillac of multi-tools. It's pretty heavy. It's got a lot of tools. This one, our mini, this is the SOG PowerPint Mini. Also packed with a lot of tools, just a little smaller. And then for our micro size, we have what's called the NexTool Mini Multi-Tool. Even though it says mini, it's actually smaller than your typical mini, which I'm calling it a micro. Let's take a look at the Leatherman Wave. Now this one, like I said, is our standard multi-tool, and it is known as the Cadillac of multi-tools. This thing is nice. It has a pocket clip on the outside that's removable, and that's a good thing because these things freaking break all the time. I've gone through several of them, and I had to buy replacement pocket clips. I'll add the link in the bio, but just look for it on Amazon. So yeah, these things break crazy. They get bent out of shape, but they're super helpful to help you hang this in your pocket. Now, on the outside of the tool, you have a serrated knife. You can see it gets a lot of wear and tear. I've used it a lot and it keeps the edge really well. And right here you have a file. It has a standard file on one side and a diamond file on the other side. So you could actually use this to really sharpen a knife, to do fine, precise stuff. And there's also some filing on this edge as well. As we turn this over, we'll see we have another blade. I promise that's nothing crazy. It's not blood, not rust. Maybe it's rust. I don't know. This thing gets used. That didn't sound good.
No, it wasn't me.
But yeah. So this is a little intimidating. And on the other side, it has a saw. And that saw is super useful if you do any outdoor activities, if you camp, if you hike, if you like to whittle with wood. I've even done this for little projects around the house and used that saw. So of course it has the pliers, like we said. So in the pliers, it has right here a wire cutter, which is pretty cool. And these are pretty solid. I actually used this very tool to change out a fuel pump on an old Honda Civic that conked out and left me stranded. And I had to roll up my sleeves. All I had on me was this, and it worked. I was able to change out a freaking fuel pump. I mean, that's impressive. So let's take a look at the tools that are tucked away on the inside. So right here we have a little bit set. And right now I have a Phillips bit and a flathead bit. And you could just turn it around, pop it in like that. It's just a screwdriver. And it's super helpful, but I can also get some other Leatherman bits that work with that. I don't have any because really all I use is a screwdriver. And right here, we have a can opener for those old school kind of cans that you kind of just get in there and crank it around and cut it little by little. Never really used that. I think I tried it out once just to see if it works, but I'm not really opening cans. I ain't Popeye. And on the other side here, we have a few more tools. So these got a lot of usage. They're not the best, but they're pretty decent scissors. So yeah, this comes in handy. I can't even lie. I use that all the time. And right next to it, kind of small there, we have this little mini micro screwdriver. Now this is for your eyeglasses, your kids' little toys that have really small screws on them. And you can flip that one around. And it's also like a little Phillips or a flathead. Now, if you notice, I'm pushing back here to unlock the tools. They all lock. And right next to it, we have a big flathead. And this is good to pry little things. You don't want to pry something too hard and crack the thing and snap it off, but you could use it for screwdriver stuff or, use your imagination. So that's it. That's a look at the Leatherman Wave. This has been my go-to tool for years and years, but I'm telling you, it's actually pretty freaking heavy. So I stopped carrying it because, man, it's weighing down my pants. It's like, remember that song? Pants on the ground, pants on the ground.
Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
This thing will weigh your pants down and make you look like you sagging your pants on one side. It's heavy. Now let's go ahead and get a weight measurement on the Leatherman. It's coming in at 8.6 ounces. So that led me to the next tool that I'm going to show you. Not NexTool, but the next tool. Let's take a look at the SOG PowerPint Mini. Now this one, I picked it up because the other one's too big and it's a little bit intimidating. You break that out just to cut a tag off some clothes for somebody and they're like, whoa, what you doing with that big thing?
That's a knife.
So I got this one because it's a little smaller, less intimidating. It doesn't put my pants on the ground. It's not so heavy that it makes me sag to one side if I'm wearing sweats or some shorts or something. So this is like a pretty good size and it has pretty decent pliers, and these pliers have this gear system to help you get more torque, like you can get more squeezing power. And it also has the wire cutters as well as like a wire kind of crimper down there. This has come in handy, and this has actually been my go-to. This is the sweet spot for multi-tools if you don't want to be doing too much. I just need to have something on me. It ain't a weapon, it's a tool. And sometimes I need some tools, you know? So right here is the scissors. Now these scissors are aight. They'll get the job done. They don't open up very wide, and I recommend using your index finger to use them. That'll put the leverage in the right direction to get a good cut. If you use your thumb, you're actually pushing the other way. It doesn't cut as good. So I recommend this way. Some say it's a left-handed scissor. I just say, just use it with your right hand, but use your index. And there's a lock back here, so you can push this button to unlock, but you can also just unlock stuff by pulling out another tool. So pulling out another tool disengages the lock, then I can switch it out. And here we have a bottle opener, pretty basic. And next to that, and then some of these are hard to get out. So that's one thing. These tools are kind of tricky to get in and out, and to pull out one, sometimes you're pulling out a chunk of tools. So here we have a Phillips screwdriver, and next to that we have an old school can opener. Again, I'm not opening too many cans this way, but I guess as a survival tool, if you have canned goods, you can get in there with this. And next to that, we have a serrated blade. This is a great knife. I actually use this one all the time, opening boxes, cutting cords, kind of your more tough things, and you want to spare the edge on your other blade. So that's a great blade. And right next to it over here, we have a file. And here's a rough file, and here's a fine file. And there's also some filing on this edge here. Let's get that one closed. And let's move to the other side. Here's your regular blade. This is a great blade. It's awesome. And you know, it's a tool. It's not too intimidating. It's really short, really small. You're not going to get thrown in jail for having this on you. It's so small. You could just tell anyone, hey, this ain't a weapon. It's a tool. So let's go ahead and close that. And there's a couple more tools here. This one is pretty cool. It's another one of those little micro screwdrivers. It's just a flathead. So all you're doing is flathead stuff. So maybe like your eyeglasses, maybe, if it's not too big for that. And then over here, you got to be careful with this next one. This next tool is actually really sharp. And let's pull that out. So it's like a little sharp pointed tool. I guess you can call it an awl. And it's really sharp. So be careful with that thing. But yeah, that's a look at all the tools on the SOG PowerPint. And again, this is my Nerd Gold recommendation. This is the one to get. It's small. It's not intimidating. It's a tool, not a weapon. But if you get in a pinch, you got something. And let's go ahead and get a weight measurement on the SOG. That one's coming in at 4.2 ounces. Let's take a look at the NexTool Mini multi-tool. So this one has pliers that are spring loaded. They're little needle nose pliers. They'll get the job done. And they have a little wire cutter here. And the good thing about this model is that it's TSA approved, meaning you can carry this on you onto a plane as part of your carry-on. So I actually bought this because I couldn't take the other ones on a plane, and I like having a multi-tool when I travel, but I couldn't take the ones with the blade, and I don't travel with checked baggage. I only use carry-on. So for this one, there's no knife, just a screwdriver. The tools don't lock, but they're pretty tight. Sometimes they're a little too tight. And then there's another screwdriver here with a bottle opener. And on the other side, the only other tool this thing has, which gets pretty much the most usage, is the scissors. And I gotta say, by far, these scissors are better than both of the other multi-tools that I showed you. These scissors are great. They're very small, but they're very sharp and they're very precise. So I recommend this one as having the best scissors of the two. So that's the NexTool Mini multi-tool. Now let's go ahead and get a measurement on the NexTool. And that one is 2.3 ounces.